What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to try to predict Microsoft's E3 show, or more or less talk about this show. I promised that I would do these videos, so this is the first one. I'm going to be picking mainly the biggest publishers, the biggest conferences that are going to be at E3, and I want to talk about some things that I think will be there, some things that I think won't be there. I've obviously done it for individual games, but I want to do it for the entire companies now. So we're going to start it off with Microsoft, and again, kind of just talk through what could be there, if the release dates for certain things, all that kind of stuff. Some of these are going to be more in-depth than others, just basically based off of my interest, but I will hopefully be covering all of these when they actually happen. So whether it's co-streaming them, whether it is just watching them and then making videos afterwards, I'm going to try at the very least to do that part, right? But we're going to have lots of E3 stuff over the next couple weeks. Make sure if you guys are new here or if you haven't already, hit the bell icon, hit the subscribe button first. Normally you'd hit the subscribe button, then the bell icon, but whichever order that you guys want to do it at, hit the like button. Definitely helps these videos out, helps YouTube spread them out. And like I said, for Microsoft/Bethesda, remember it's Microsoft and Bethesda combined, I hope to be able to co-stream it, watch it along with you guys, and then we'll make videos right afterwards, and we'll talk about it as well, okay? So let's talk about this. Microsoft, I think, is going to have a really big show, okay? Obviously dominated with Bethesda, so I want to leave Bethesda aside just for a second, and I want to say, in terms of Halo, okay, so Halo will, there's no way it's not there, right? It was even on their, the kind of graphic that they had of where they're doing it with Bethesda. So Halo will be there. In terms of what I'm expecting, or I guess hoping to see or predicting to see, I think they need to show more gameplay. They need to show pretty much everything again to kind of prove that they've improved upon what they showed last year. Not the last year, there was a lot of memes made last year. There was a lot of, funny, even funnies. Even if you're an Xbox, huge fan, I think you could laugh, at them. I think that's okay. But I think they need to kind of reverse that, right? And it wasn't even that bad. I think it wasn't great, but I don't think it was bad what they showed last year. So hopefully they improve upon it. And then I would imagine a release date. We get an actual release date. Halo's anniversary, right? I think that would probably be a really easy date to kind of shoot for. So I think it's pretty much a lock at this point. Hopefully, probably. I mean, you never know in the world we live in right now, right? But I do think Halo Infinite will release this fall, most likely in November. I'm personally going to say that I think at least Fable is going to be there. Now, I saw some leaks or rumors a few weeks ago that talked about how, Everwild isn't going to be there, Hellblade 2, and I think they even did say Fable as well, so maybe Fable was in there. I'll do more of a bold prediction. I think one of them at least should be there. So if it's not Fable, then Hellblade. If it's not Hellblade, then Everwild. If it's not Everwild, then something. You have Perfect Dark. You have a couple other. You have even games that are going to be like Xbox exclusive, like timed exclusive for whether it's like a year or 6 months, whatever. I mean, they're building a pretty solid portfolio over the next 1, 2, 3 years. Like they got a lot. I think, but even from those, again, like the Perfect Dark thing probably isn't going to be shown here. I think out of those Fable, Everwild, stuff like that, they'll pick one of them to go along with Halo. Halo is really going to be the big thing, mainly because it's coming out this fall, and they're really going to push it. And then, again, I think maybe they could show. I'm saying Fable just because, I don't know, I feel something in there where it's like I feel they've been working on it for an okay amount of time. I'm not saying it's releasing next year because I don't think, honestly, it will. But I think you could show a trailer longer than just show its name, which they, obviously they did when they announced the game. So I'll say Fable, but really I think at least one of those 4 or 5 kind of Xbox exclusives that are outside the Halo, sphere. Then there's the Bethesda stuff. So obviously Starfield is going to be there. I'm getting pretty annoyed of every single day there being like an opposite Starfield rumor from the day before. But no, I do think it'll be there. I think we'll get an super extended gameplay. I think they kind of have to do that, you know what I mean? I really think like Starfield and Halo are both the situations where you show a trailer of some. It could be a gameplay trailer, but a trailer of some kind. You maybe do a release day. I'll talk about that with Starfield in a second. And then you show like extended gameplay. Halo's done that, right? I think Halo should do it again. Starfield, same thing. There is a trailer, but it's very short. So I think you get a full-length trailer at some point, and then you would get a gameplay presentation. And it better be good. At this point, it better be good. But no, I think it's going to be, I honestly am excited to see it finally, right? Now, here's the deal. When it comes to release date, I will say my bold, because I want to make some of these bold things, even if they end up, not happening. I feel I want a release date, I guess, to be bold, even if it's not this year. So, one prediction is I don't think it comes out in 2021, okay? I'm part of the group that believes it'll be 2022. I would say my bold, just label it, and you can say Alex was wrong later. I'll say that they'll give a release date. Like, they'll say February 13th, or they'll say, I feel like they can do it. I really do. I don't think it's the smartest move of all time, but again, to be bold for the sake of being bold, I would say that. In terms of the other Bethesda stuff, I mean, like, people are talking about Wolfenstein 3. I don't think Wolfenstein 3 will be shown, although, I mean, there's definitely enough talk about it where I wouldn't doubt it. The thing is just like the Indiana Jones game, right? So, like, what's going on with that one? There's a lot of games from Bethesda, Bethesda, obviously, again, they own a lot of companies. There's a lot of them, and they're very far out, like all of them. Even Starfield, in a way, depending on your definition of far out, is like far away. But again, like Indiana Jones, Elder Scrolls, stuff like that. I mean, you can't even talk about a new Fallout, right? Things like that. They're so far away. Even a Wolfenstein, or if they wanted to do like an Evil Within 3. So I would say there'll be at least one or two other Bethesda stuff. I'm sorry I'm not being, like, highly specific. It's kind of like a summary video of, like, things I've talked about before, things that I've seen on the internet. I have seen multiple times the talk that they're going to announce, like, 5 unannounced games. And people are saying, what could those, is Wolfenstein one of them? Could definitely be. That's the thing. I mean, at this point, I actually don't. So here's another bold prediction, or at least a statement. I don't actually want that. I know it's maybe it's stupid to say, like, I don't want Microsoft announcing brand new games. But the thing is, they have a lot of games. They do. They truly do have a lot of games, but they're just not out. They're not out. They're just, like, in waiting. So do they continue? And I think that's kind of what this is, right? Do they continue with the strategy of just announcing game after game after game? Some big, some small. I do think there'll be smaller games too, but like just game after game after game, even though they're not releasing for a while. Like, that's what they've been doing. It's a solid strategy depending on how you look at it. In some way, it's also, I would say, a weaker strategy in another, because there is just something to announcing it, pushing it, releasing it, and so on and so on, right? Which is not really what Microsoft has been doing recently. But hey, they are big. They have a lot of games. I'm pumped to see Halo. I'm getting Halo. I'm pumped to see Starfield. Those are truly the big two. Again, do I want to see Everwild? Of course I want to see Everwild. Do I want to see Fable? Of course. Do I want to see other Bethesda games? Yes. I'm kind of unsure of what else they're going to do. Again, if they want to go the whole long route where they're just announcing game after game, even though they come out in 2 or 3 years, then they could announce a lot. Then I truly do believe Wolfenstein is in the cards, right? Because all these studios are expanding. Bethesda continues to get bigger. Now they have Microsoft money, even though they're kind of independent, and they've talked about that before. But I would imagine some of these studios could start working on, more games at a time. Obviously, like Gears, you're not going to get a new Gears announcement. So it's going to be really interesting what Microsoft does, because they have a chance to just announce loads of games, even if they're not coming out soon. And then again, it's up to us to whether or not, that's a good thing. But at the same time, they are almost there, right? Halo is almost there, so they can now start really pushing that. Again, even a game like Starfield, if it comes out January, February, March, now, Jason Schreier, other people, they say it may not even come out till the end of next year. This could be a fall game of 2022. That's a long way away, okay? But at the same time, we're getting closer to where they can start pushing these games. So I know not the greatest predictions, on planet Earth. It's a lot more open, like a Wild West with Microsoft, because they could really do a lot of different stuff. But like I said, I'll be covering their E3. We'll be making videos directly after. I hope to be co-streaming it, all that good stuff. So it's going to be quite fun, I would say, during E3 time. Make sure you guys let me know in the comments. Definitely let me know what you think. What do you expect to see at Microsoft's E3? What do you not expect to see at their E3? Let me know. Make sure you guys are subscribed, bell icon, all that good stuff. We're going to be continuing the E3 coverage this week, next week, and then obviously next Saturday is the first day of E3, but next Friday is really the first show of E3 because they're terrible at planning. So I'll be covering all that stuff, okay? Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all there.